Hey everybody, it's Max at Village Honda here. Today I'm going to go through what a CR-V delivery looks like. I've got a 2019 EX model here that we're going to use as demonstration, and most of the features I'm going to go through today are applicable to all trim levels, and I will note if something is only specific on this one or above. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to go over before we step inside the vehicle is how the remote starter works. As you can see here, every CR-V has a button right here that says hold with the engine start stop button. To initiate the remote start, you do have to make sure the vehicle is locked, which I'm doing by pressing it twice, and I'm going to hold this button here. It takes just only a few seconds for it to initiate the signal and the start function. At this point, the vehicle is going to stay on for 10 minutes total, or if you want to turn it off, you can do so by holding that button again. Next, I'll show you how to get into the vehicle. Like any other keyless entry, of course you have buttons for lock and unlock, but of course on the CR-V it has a passive entry system where you can unlock the door just by putting your hand in the handle and lock it by resting a finger right on these ridges here. Next up is the seat adjustment of our CR-V EX. As you can see, this model has power seats. The EX, the EXL, and the Touring will all have a 12-way adjustable power seat. That gives you your backward, your forward, your height, your rear, and your lumbar support all right here at a convenient button touch on the left-hand side of your driver's seat. The first thing I want to go over inside the vehicle are the 4 buttons located down here to the left of the steering wheel. First off, we have the road departure mitigation system, which I just turned on, and the indicator is a green light for when it is on. That of course works as you're going 70 kilometers an hour or higher, and you start to depart your lane or the road. It'll either begin to correct your steering with a small haptic vibration in the wheel, or it will actually apply braking as you're leaving the lane, like depicted here on the photo. Underneath of it is the collision mitigating braking system, a system that's always on. That's why the button says off. If you wanted to turn it off, you would have to press and hold this button for a few seconds, and this icon would appear on the dash. Very much so like your traction control system. Again, it's always on for your safety. If needed to turn off, you press and hold it for a few seconds, and that icon will appear on the dash. Right above it here is your windshield wiper deicer. At the bottom of the windscreen, there's a black heated bar that heats up where your blades rest, so it'll actually melt away snow and ice, and you can see that it's on with this orange light here. Next, I want to go over the steering wheel. I'll just go left from right. So first off, we have the stalks in the back. This one's related to the lights, which is easy to just leave on auto. Right here we do have our toggle for the fog lights, which will appear on the dash when they're on, and when they're off they won't be. Nice and simple. Right here, the left-hand side is more dedicated to the screen use in front of you, your driver information interface. So as you can see, currently, the fuel range is in front of us. You can change that with this button right here and using the directional pad. So you can look through the options like the attention monitor, the all-wheel drive monitor, maintenance minder system, music, phone, and of course, if you want it blank or to switch to miles per hour, you can do so. The rest is related to media. We have a plus and a minus for volume. We have an answer, hang up, and voice command system for your phone connectivity. And then the directional pad also works for media. So you can switch from any source you have right now, like we're listening to FM radio. I can go to AM, Bluetooth if it was connected, or anything like that. And again, you can control your volume here up and down and move between your favorite songs and stations with this button here. Over on this side is our cruise control. The main button turns the system on, which you can see up here by the tachometer. The 7 and the 8 will have letters there, the ACC for the adaptive cruise control system, and the 8 LKAS for lane keeping assist system. So pressing main turns them off and on. And it's like any other vehicle. When you get up to speed with cruise, you just press set. Then you can toggle the distance between you and the car in front of you that you'd like to keep. And you can turn on the lane keep assist, which will help keep you directly in the middle of the road. Next, I'd like to focus on the media control with your touch display right here, as well as climate. So first off with climate, we can see that we have 2 zones. Right now they're synced to the 25 degrees I've set on the driver's side. When they're synced, you're controlling both zones of the vehicle. If the passenger would like a different temperature, then they just have to press the sync button and they can control it independently, however you'd like. As you can see, there are a few controls related to climate here. On and off is simple, just for the system. We have air recirculation or pulling in fresh air, our front defroster, and our rear inner mirrors. Of course, we have heated seat controls right here, and then we have our fan speed control right here. Now there is a climate button which gives you a menu pop up here on the screen. The only time you really have to use this is if you want to turn on the air conditioning or you want to prioritize an airflow direction. So right now it's pretty cool in here, so I'll turn up the heat and have it blasting towards me. You also have the choice of using automatic, which will move the air and speed as much as it needs to get you to the ideal temperature that you've set. Located above us is the controls for the moonroof, which the EX, EXL, and Touring trim all have. And it's a simple control of pushing once back and it will open up the roof. Once forward to close the roof, and pushing upwards to tilt the roof. We have lighting control right beside it, where you have door control or on with 3 easy switches, and of course you can turn these on as needed. And then you do have the HomeLink system, which is available again in the EX, EXL, and Touring, and that's your garage door opener system. It's as simple as taking whatever button opens your garage door and pressing and holding these once at a time. This will turn solid once it's paired. And then you have a handy sunglasses holder and mirror back there. Next we'll go over the audio system. So it's pretty easy to go through your sources of what you're listening to. If I wanted to listen to FM radio, I just press source and then go to FM. I already have a station available here, and then I do have a handy volume knob located right there. If you want to set a favorite station, it's pretty easy. You find what you're looking for, and then you find the number that you'd like it to be set at, press and hold, and there it is. A number is going to appear here showing that it is favorite number 1, and as I go through on the screen or on the steering wheel, it'll navigate through my favorites on FM. You can set them independently on AM as well, and you can do the same thing to move through XM, which is available on the EXL and Touring trims. Next, we'll go over phone pairing over Bluetooth. So the phone icon is right here on the screen or on the side here as a hotkey. Right now, there's no phone paired, so I'm going to pair my phone. So after tapping on the phone icon, it's telling me that no phone is paired and I'd like to pair a phone now, so I would tap yes. On my phone, I've already navigated to the Bluetooth menu and my device is already discoverable. I'm using an iPhone as an example here. So it's going to take a moment to search for my iPhone, which it's found already. I'll tap that and then it will prompt my phone a pairing request. The numbers match up so I can press pair. Now you have the choice to allow favorites to sync to the vehicle, which I've done, and it will ask me to use Apple CarPlay with the Honda, which I will do, and I'll demonstrate that momentarily. And the last thing that pops up here is the Honda Link Assist setting. If you get into an accident where the airbags are deployed, your phone will automatically call 911. So that's always handy to have on. And there it is. My phone is paired via Bluetooth. I can now use the steering wheel controls to call anybody I'd like, answer, or hang up any calls. I can look through my call history, my phone book, and everything like that. As I mentioned, I'll demonstrate the Apple CarPlay system, which will work just by plugging your device in right away. I'm going to tap always enable so it always recognizes my device when it's plugged into the vehicle. And after a moment it should just connect right here. So it does prompt for the Honda Link Assist system again, which I'll turn on. Now that my device is plugged in, you can see the Apple CarPlay icon right here on the bottom right of the screen, which I can tap, and it will bring me up to the main screen. As you can see, it looks just like an iPhone. So of course, anything you could do with Bluetooth, you can do by plugging it in. And this way it just gives you an easier touchscreen application that you can go through apps like music, GPS on vehicles that aren't equipped with it necessarily, but you can use it from your phone, of course. So you have all of this built into every CR-V model for both your iPhone and your Android, whichever you prefer. Now, as you exit the vehicle, you can then see your hood release and your gas cap release here, which you just pull like so and it'll open each of them. As you can see here, the gas cap is on the driver's side and it releases like so. And it is a capless fueling system. So when you pull up to the pumps, you just shove the pump in here, fill it up, and at the end, make sure you do lift up to let the last few drops in there rather than pooling in here. And it closes just like so with one easy touch. So last, we'll touch on the hatch of the vehicle. Now the EX has a manual open. The EXL and Touring will both be powered. So with little effort, I just open up and I'm into the back here. And in the cargo area, of course, your rear seats do go flat and you do have the handles on each side to drop them independently. You do have your cargo cover here, which is just easy to pull over and secure all your items beneath it. And then just as easy to close. And of course, all of the vehicles do come with a spare tire, which is located just under the floor right here, as well as your jack and a funnel that you would use if you ever ran out of gas and you had to fill with a jerry can. So there's the cargo area of your CR-V. Thanks everybody for watching my 2019 CR-V EX delivery. If you have any questions about your own particular vehicle, don't be afraid to ask. You can reach out to me with my number displayed here on the bottom, and we hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for watching.